Hello everybody and welcome back. I'm Emo Tempest and here is another Opus 3 Hidden Trials quick look overview of the win cards. We're going to breeze right through these. At the moment I am not too happy or excited with some of these win cards. I know they're going to be good and I know they're going to be playable, but I'm just not feeling it. We're going to start off with Adele here. An interesting card, being able to activate everything. That's always a good thing for Wind. Stat line is decent for what I think it brings to the table. Could be like another target for the old school Marsh Ritz combo. I think, at least that's what I think of when I see this, right? I just want to, that's some of the old version, but right, but now we're not limited to having Marsh, right? Like, she kind of just does it on her own. She won't activate during your next active phase, but Wind will do that for you any other way. I'm sure there's tons of ways to do it. And you can only use the ability while Adele is attacking. That's the problem, obviously. And so you're either going to have to do this early to kind of push the, the refresh, right? To activate your backups again and then start developing board faster, as well as kind of work into that chaos count feature that I think is where she'll end up, right? Outside of that, I don't know how much she'll be used. I think it would be cool to have something like this in a Wind multicolor deck, right? Mainly because for that same reason, right? We're gonna make bigger plays to get all the colors out. You can just play her, activate everything, and then finish stabilizing your back row. I can't be sure where it'll fit right away, but I think it's very good. So that's what I have to say about that. Next is going to be Silver Dragon. Monsters are already kind of annoying, and so making monsters more annoying isn't something I think we needed, but I think Silver Dragon's done that in a good way. I think, again, I've said this a couple times in the other ones, but monsters got a big boost this set, right? And I don't think there's enough solutions for monsters. So Neo X Dead Stonks and Limit Break Toto Stonks are definitely going up in terms of how often we're going to have to play them or hold them and wait for stuff like this. But I think all in all, Silver Dragon means we're going to have to start looking into reasonable ways to deal with monsters in each color. The fact that he's a 9k 2-drop, and when something else and the other monsters can't be like chosen by your opponent's summons or abilities, makes it really difficult for me to want to like interact with this guy. So I think he's a cool card. FF9 getting some representation. The art's pretty good. But yeah, Silver Dragon is going to be a problem for a lot of people. Again, I'm not super impressed with the Wind. There's a couple of, I did my best to, pull out things here for you guys to talk about. Null, we saw this one earlier on. Warp 3, haste first strike. At the beginning of the attack phase during each of your turns, remove a warp counter from Null for each category 13 character you control. This effect will only trigger when he's removed from the game and if warp counters are placed on him. So he's never 5, right? Warp for 1. I'm sure you have 3 characters out at any point. Yeah, he just comes out that same turn, starts swinging for 9. He's a problem, right? That's it. It's pretty straightforward. I think this will fit in a lot of decks, actually, as long as there's enough 13 fuel for something like that. If there's a current 13 backup line that we could run into that just easily can splash this guy, why not, right? It's just for 1-drop 9k haste first strike. I don't see a problem. I think he's annoying. I think he's gonna create annoying situations for everybody. Just that's all. Next is going to be the All-Star. I think this is probably the best card Wind got. This is probably the contender for the best card in the set, right? Hope, probably the biggest wild card in the set. Seems like endless potential. I think has some big weak points. Obviously, use him to kind of just help set up the board, put yourself in a great spot. You can always go for max value and get some protection out, or you can just bring out an answer, right? I think he has a lot of potential with a couple of obviously glaring weaknesses. Being 3/7, having to invest CP preemptively. I'm not sure if the second ability. I feel like it's an auto, right, at the beginning of your next phase. So you have like several windows to stop him with Amat or Fina or anything that stops autos. Autos from a forward. And so it's really something that it's just you can answer it. You have a lot of ways to deal with it, and you're gonna have to really because it's just gonna create a lot of problems for you. But again, it's my number one contender for the biggest meta impacting card. I think this set. I had mentioned last set when I got my spoiler that Hope, the 2-drop Hope I got, would have led into some Wind X 13 shenanigans, but this one is the one that's going to do something like that actually. Next card is going to be where is she? Actually, we didn't talk about this one. I forgot. Dr. Mog. I think this one's really cool. It's a pretty bad stat line forward, but when he enters the field, you may search for a job or a card named Moogle and add it to your hand. And then you can tap to choose a Moogle or a card named Moogle other than Dr. Mog, and activate it. I think some Moogle support is cool and fun. I don't think we're gonna get any more record keeper things, but because that game died a little while ago. But I think it's still cool. Just being able to search Mog 11, right, and then Mog 11 fodder. You can use Mog 11, activate it, get something else, search the other Mog 11, tap this guy to turn him, activate it again, and use it again. So there's some little weird combos and synergies there that you can use with this, but I think he's fun. I think he's cool. Even if he does create a proper sustainable engine, is it going to be competitive is my problem, right? Why not just do the Sam, Chocobo Sam, and all that stuff? I think my last pick for this one is going to be the Yuffie. I think Yuffie is the ninja dream come true. So we're all familiar with what ninjas can do. You can spit out 2 or 3 on turn 1, put heavy pressure. Adding this Yuffie to that mix just means you're gonna not end up handless when you start attacking. Obviously, EX bursts exist and things aren't going to work out always the way they do, but ninjas have stolen enough games in enough communities that I think this is going to come back really strong and really annoying for a lot of people. But yeah, just the drawing cards, and then the fact that she can't be blocked. You can drop her on turn 1, and she almost has that Zidane effect, right? Where if you don't answer it, I'm going to be plussing every turn, and then I'm going to get ahead. So, I think it's cool that a bunch of wild, offhanded jobs support, offhand job support is coming this set, and ninjas is one of them. The honorable mention for me, the only one is this Venat, because it goes into the light Venat. Choose a summon, cancel it. This is okay. I don't think Wind has too much of that in the past. But being able to play the light forward and any further Venats down the road seems cool. Then the only problem really is just how many do you play. But yeah. The limb breaks. I believe we have Sid Highwind. When Sid Highwind enters the field, reveal the top 3 cards of your deck, add a backup among them to your hand, and return the other cards to the bottom of your deck in any order. Also, I think it's a solid effect. What does Wind need to do to win? Have backups. How do you get backups? You draw them, or you find them, you search them, right? This is another tool for that. I think it's cool that he's FF7, and Engineer might be relevant at some point. We did have Sid Hayes, the old Sid Hayes, I think, that's all engineer based. There's a couple of wild engineers, the Sid, Lid, Cindy, that whole crew. And so maybe some of that all will play its role eventually, but I think he's a decent card. I think this is definitely better than the Wind ones we have, so that's a plus. And then the last one is worse than the ones we have somehow. So 7-drop Death Gaze, Limit Break 2. When Death Gaze enters the field, choose a forward of cost 5 or 10, break it. I love this art, and honestly, I hate to see it wasted like this. It's cringe. It's I see this being used equally as much as the Yuri we have, or yeah, the Yuri that searches out a Chilenka. That's my thoughts on Death Gaze. Sick card, sick art, terrible effect. I can't even name a 10 drop other than Beelzebub or whatever that Earth card is. So yeah. But yeah, that's it for Win. I told you this one was gonna be quick, guys. Not super exciting. I think again the biggest things are the L's. Hope has to be the one that stands out the most. But like I said, we like to be wrong. So please leave your thoughts. Anything I missed. If you think something should have been on the list. Again, not really talking about these guys. They're cool too. Azura is really beautiful art, but won't see play. And Vaughn is awkward, I think, for Sky Pirates, but we'll see. Guys, please, share your thoughts. Want to know where you're at. Hope you enjoyed this one, and don't forget to check out the rest of them. Thanks. Bye.